Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of The Sam Fury Show. This episode is a list of 10 Japanese words that we don't have an equivalent for in English, along with a short commentary on each one. Please excuse the butchering of the Japanese pronunciation. Lately I've been wanting to visit Japan. I've never been there before, but I find their deep-rooted culture fascinating. I guess it probably started when I first watched American Ninja as a small child in the 80s. Then there was American Samurai and Memoirs of a Geisha. Plus, I've always had an interest in gangsters from different parts of the world, and the Yakuza culture is very interesting. Not too long ago, when I was teaching English in China, I dated a Japanese girl and she taught me a few words. I've forgotten most of them now, but I love that Japanese has some profound terms for which we have no equivalent in English. So, I asked AI to give me a list of them and have added my own misguided thoughts. 1. Tsundoku, buying books and not reading them, allowing them to pile up. I actually first heard this term from the Tim Ferriss show. He admits he is guilty of this. I do have a small backlog in my Kindle, but I'm a minimalist, so I tend to not buy stuff until I'm ready to read it. I do have a pretty long list though. 2. Wabi-sabi, finding beauty in imperfections. Nothing is perfect, and when something is too perfect, it doesn't feel right. You need the imperfections to make it perfect. I guess that's why handmade stuff is generally valued more than mass-produced things. This also resonates with finding the upside in all things, just being optimistic in general. 3. Komorebi, the sunlight that filters through the leaves of trees. I have also heard this before. To be honest, it was probably from Tim Ferriss again. It always pops in my head at least once when I go hiking. Simple and beautiful. Though I'm not sure how often it would actually get used. I can't recall any time I've ever talked about sunlight filtering through the tree leaves except to explain this word to someone. Yugen, Yushuan, an awareness of the universe that triggers emotional responses too deep and mysterious for words. This has probably happened to most people at least once in their life. If it hasn't, you need to consider just how awesome the universe is, both outward into space and inward into atoms. There's a cool 3-minute video on YouTube called Universe Size Comparison by the channel Scientificus. 5. Kintsugi, the art of repairing broken pottery with lacquer dusted or mixed with powdered gold, appreciating the beauty of broken things. I guess this is along the same lines of wabi-sabi. Could it be that when something breaks, you can repair it to make it better? Or perhaps how you should strive to leave things better than how you found them. 6. It can't be helped, an acceptance of the way things are without resistance. This resonates with me a lot. Honestly, I don't know if it is a flaw or a superpower, but I feel like I'm quite blasé about a lot of stuff. Unless something is going to hurt me or someone close to me, it's best not to worry about things. In the same vein, if you can't do anything about it, there's no use worrying about it either. Easier said than done, I know, but stress levels go way down if you can instill this. A good way to avoid this in the first place is to not watch the news or get caught up in gossip. Ikigai, Shankijia Fei, a reason for being, the thing that gets you up in the morning. Probably my favorite term. In fact, in the Stack Healthy Habits program, there is an entire section on how to discover and implement your. I know the steps, but I haven't found mine yet, but I'm also content with the fact that I never will. Shogunai. 8. Mono no aware. Wu no, the awareness of impermanence, the bittersweet beauty of things passing. A good reminder to not get too attached to things, because nothing lasts forever. Though I feel like the first part only applies to material possessions. I quite like getting attached to people and animals, even though they are definitely impermanent also. When people or pets go, it hurts a lot. But if you didn't get yourself attached, you would never experience the joy of deep relationships. As far as material things go, having less is generally better for your mind and soul. Hanami. Enjoying the transient beauty of flowers, typically cherry blossoms, often through festive gatherings. A cheerier version of mono no aware. Though perhaps the change is from blossom to death, no? One day I will go to Japan to see the cherry blossoms. Perhaps I will do this within this year or the next. 10. Karoshi, death caused by overwork or job-related exhaustion. A terrible way to die, both literally and figuratively. Back in the day, thousands of people actually died from overworking while working, such as when building railroads or bridges, or, ironically, as prisoners of war under Japanese command. Although people still die on the job these days, I'd say this is more applicable to dying from work-related stress. Or perhaps just being stuck in a job you are unhappy with, slowly dying on the inside. If you have a passion, go for it. Everyone is different, but in my mind, assuming it won't cause you and your family to die of starvation, it's worth giving up a secure or well-paid job to chase your dreams. It's cliché, but no one on their deathbed wishes they spent more time in the office, and they always regret not knowing what their life might have been if they just took the chance and went for it. Thanks for tuning in to another episode of The Sam Fury Show. If you found this episode useful, let me know with a like, follow, and share. Also, if you haven't already, be sure to visit samfury.com and join my free newsletter. As a subscriber, you'll receive no more than one email a week containing a roundup of my latest posts, as well as exclusive content which is only for my mailing list. It's completely free to join at samfury.com.